All right. We are live on Transparency and Merit, the YouTube channel Transparency and Merit,
Yes.
Inflammatory Talk, our X channels, Walk Against the Woke, Mr. Midnight Movie, and also Transparency and Merit on X. So we are live on many stations. Today, this is called Indigenous Peoples Day, is a
Yes.
myopic holiday. And
Now, this used to be Columbus Day.
that's true in California. Now, for a lot of people, Columbus Day is over, but it is not over for us. We are still, or actually, it is called Indigenous Peoples Day.
That's right. We still have a couple hours left to celebrate.
And I asked Grok
Yes.
this question. Now, this is Grok's. The reason they're doing this is because in their minds, they are recognizing historical injustices. Indigenous Peoples Day seeks to acknowledge the historical and ongoing injustice faced by indigenous populations around the world. It's an attempt to shift the narrative from celebrating figures like Christopher Columbus, who are often associated with initiation of colonialism and its atrocities, to recognize the cultures and contributions and resilience of indigenous people. It's I guess indigenous people. Does that only include indigenous people that are who are primitive? Does it include the English? Does it include the Irish?
Brian,
Yes.
were you not born on this soil?
I was born on an American soil, I was born on an American base in Germany, but I was born on an American soil.
Yeah, so you may be indigenous then to Germany. I'm not sure how that works. That's an international law case right there.
What does indigenous mean? Well, they mean for the Americans, it means the people pre-Columbus. Like they have some uh, some right to the land. Of course, when you go to Europe, the English, the Irish, the German, calling them indigenous would be considered, I guess, xenophobic and nativist. But when they do it, it's considered noble and honorable. Cultural practices and the complexities. And the complexity. It is true that discussing indigenous cultures in monolith can lead to an oversimplification. Indigenous societies, like all human societies, are diverse with varying practices, some of which might be controversial or conflict with modern human rights standards. However, Indigenous Peoples Day doesn't aim to idolize these cultures, but to recognize their existence, rights, and contributions, which have often been marginalized or erased. Oh, who doesn't, like as a human being, who doesn't feel marginalized and erased at times, Joey? Who doesn't feel small? I almost want to say, give me a break. And Grok, you give me a break. The day Elon breaks your woke guardrails will be a day that I will celebrate. I don't know about you, Joey, but yeah. And then 3, the nature of conquest. Conquest or conflict over resources and territory is indeed a recurring theme in human history. Not just human history. Well, I guess does sentient life, does insect life, does animal life have a history? And can be observed in many species. Oh, yeah, in many species in nature. However, this doesn't necessarily justify historical or current conquest. I don't know what they mean by that. The holiday could be seen not just as a reflection on conquest, but on the ethics of how it was conducted. The conquest, like cultural genocide, forced assimilation, and loss of land. Who isn't forced to assimilate? Joey, who isn't forced to do certain things? You came and left, Joey.
I don't know how that happened. You might have accidentally kicked me. But yeah, here we go. So repeat that one again. Did you have a question or did you answer it?
I almost, well, it was the cultural complexities or the nature of conquest, resources and territory, all species permitted. And the holiday could be seen is just a reflection on conquest, but on the ethics of how it was conducted, the consequences like cultural genocide, forced assimilation, and loss of land, the ongoing implication for indigenous communities. Now, Joey, who the hell doesn't feel like they have to be forced to assimilate, to go by certain rules? Who doesn't, we were all forced to wear a mask. We were, some of us were forced to take a shot. So what do they mean by who isn't forced in this society?
Good question.
And it does say, because I said it was a myopic celebration, you're right in pointing out that any holiday or symbolic gesture can be myopic if it doesn't fully address the complexities of the ongoing issues. Indigenous Peoples Day might focus on celebration and recognition, but it also serves as a starting point for a deeper education and discussion. And a lot of folks, Joey, you keep on. You just texted me.
No, I'm good.
Okay. I thought I got another text again, but it's. I guess it's a late reaction text.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a deeper kind of a deeper thing. But who isn't forced to assimilate? And however important these decisions to move beyond just recognition to actionable changes in education and societal attitudes. And what societal attitudes have to change? Who decides what societal attitudes have to change? What society, what's good and what's bad for society? And who is the villain in history and who isn't? Joey, do you have any comment on that?
Well, there's a lot of boogeymen, so kind of tough to answer right off the top. I mean, I have a few theories, but that always seems to set things off. So
The booger man.
the booger man.
Wipe it on. Don't wipe your. Oh, you want to wipe, and sometimes they want to wipe their boogers on me.
No
when I wipe one
boogies.
booger,
No boogies.
I was on Discord one time, and this guy was going on and on about the history of the European, the white man, yada yada yada. And then when it got to be my turn, because he just went in and spread his butt cheeks and scattered all over the place. And when it was my turn to relieve myself, he didn't want to hear it. He
Yeah.
didn't want to hear it. And it's
Isn't,
like
isn't
you
that
get to, you get to you get to flow like it's no tomorrow. But when it comes time for my enema dinner, you don't want to taste it. You want us to gobble up all the caca
yes?
you give to me. But now it's my turn to give you a taste of it. See how it feels, and you don't like it. All right, Joey.
It's a caca celebration.
It's a caca celebration. Let's celebrate how great indigenous people are. Like anybody's great. Give me a break. Oh, the white man's not great. The indigenous people were great, and they committed human sacrifices. Wasn't that wonderful? They had slavery too. Wasn't that wonderful too? They had all sorts of nasty, vile things. But overall, they stood the earth, and it was all about smoke 'em, womp 'em, and it was all a paradise. Give me a break. You're so foolish. And I want to point this out, and I just this is my belief, and it wasn't, and I'm not the originator of it, but Thomas Sowell said, "Wealth is created, poverty is a natural thing. Our species evolve in poverty, and people want to flee poverty. They don't want to go to it." Joey, do you have anything on what I just said about poverty and wealth?
No.
All right. And then a broader conversation. Perhaps what is needed is just to not just to critique or support the holiday, but to push for more nuanced understanding. No, you don't. No, you don't. Please include education about the diversity among indigenous groups, the ecological knowledge they possessed. Really? Says who? And the legal and moral rights issues they face today. Like what? Good. Gwark, we're going to get a new robot. We need it. You know what? We're going to do Gwark. I'm asking you a question every day. Okay. Yeah, we need a new robot.
Gork sucks.
Gwark sounds like it's just a scat machine. Elon, will you please fix Grok? Not, I call it Gwark, but it's Grok. Grok. Grok me like it's hard. Part 3. We're asking it questions. All right.
Grok me Amadeus.
Grok me Amadeus. Let me take a look here. A broader conversation. Perhaps what is needed is not just a critique or support of the holiday, but a push. I've already read that. In essence, while Indigenous People Day might not cover all historical truths, complexities in a single observation, it serves as a catalyst for a broader, deeper conversation about history, rights, culture, and ethics. It seems myopic. It might be more constructive to advocate for or engage in a dialogue. First of all, these people that are celebrating this holiday, they're not interested in engaging a holiday. They're interested in trolling you. Like if you go against them, trolling you, getting you fired, sending you 1,000 bots, troll bots, to destroy your computer, and and not only that,
They're kicking over the table, man. That's what's going on right now. The people who have kicked the table over. They're angry. The game's over.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, you know what? You smack enough sandwiches out of people's mouth. How do you like it when the sandwich is smacked out of your mouth? How are you gonna like it when I take your food away and you go hungry? Let's see how you like it. Let's see how you like a taste of your own caca. Or better yet, let me give you a taste of my caca.
Yeah.
You say it so you say your scat smells like roses. It doesn't. It stinks like everybody else. Now flush it down and be quiet. Joey, do you have anything to say before I call this show a day?
Grok, you suck. All right, that's it.
All right. guys. Well, Grok is getting better,
Yeah,
and hopefully,
I don't,
Elon
I don't hate it. It's got some good points.
Elon will give us a job, and things will get better. Anyway, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below if you've gained anything from this. If you haven't, tell us that you haven't, and that our show sucks and we need to get better. Anyway, thank you for listening, and again, like it all around. Put a like button up there. Come on. When you listen to this, get those likes up. For God's sakes. There's 10 people listening. Put a like on there. For God's sakes. Thank you.